Out.
The reason that I got into intramurals, I started in intramurals my freshman year as a work-study program because coming into college, I needed to get a job, and one thing that WIU offers is a work-study, so I sent in my work-study forms, and I got a job offer from the rec, and it was an entry-level refereeing position. And now I'm a senior, and so I've kind of moved up in the line of work at the rec. My junior year, I applied to be a supervisor, and I got it. And so now I'm a supervisor at the rec as well as an official. And that's kind of how I got started. And I love sports. I've been a referee in the past. Like I used to do Little League baseball as an umpire. And yeah, I just love sports, and that's kind of how I got started. Some of the benefits of working in the rec is you get to know the community a lot more. You get to know the student body because that's really who plays intramurals is students. So I got to see, when I first came in, I got to see the older group and kind of the freshmen that came in with me, and just getting to know those guys throughout the years, because usually the people who play intramurals, they play everything from flag football early on in the year to basketball later, and even stuff like volleyball and soccer or softball. So just kind of getting to know all those guys, and coming in as a freshman, it really helped me kind of get used to Western, because getting exposed to the rec and all that it offers, both in intramurals and just everything else that it offers, and getting to know my fellow employees at the rec kind of helped me adjust to moving from home to here, getting to meet some cool people along the way, and a lot of stuff that I learned from the rec I'm going to be able to use when I graduate, such as leadership skills from being a supervisor, and dealing with difficult clients, because sometimes in intramurals players can get really intense and get up in your face, not always agreeing with you, and just the stuff that I've been able to learn of how to deal with that, I think will be very beneficial in the future. My job title is lead official. In the past we've been known as supervisors, but this year we've taken on a new name of lead official. My responsibilities are I sign in the players, I help set up the field, I help mentor and guide new officials in intramurals, and I deal with injuries, other incident reports. I make sure that the scores are correct and update them. I record records and work with playoff brackets as well as regular season scheduling.
How to find out about when and where a team plays in both the regular season and postseason. You'll go to imleagues.com. There you can find out more information about signing up for each sport that is offered at WIU.
I fill out daily report forms, just kind of get an overview of the day, if there were any issues or what we as officials could improve upon. During games, the feedback is usually immediate. During halftime, timeouts, and at the end of games, all of the officials get together to talk about what we are seeing, anything that's being missed, and just overall how to improve moving forward. Average day, I would show up at the rec a little bit early and get walkie-talkies, med packs, any equipment that may be stored at the rec, and then drive the gator to the fields and gather all the equipment from the crib, which is where we store most of the equipment. Gather all of that together, set up each field, and then after I set up the field, players show up and I would sign them in. And once game time starts, I tell officials where to go, try and pair certain officials, so maybe a couple veterans with a couple new people, just to get some experience in there, as well as people being able to learn as they go. And then after the games, I record the scores on the game sheets and report them back to the rec after my shift is over. After the games and we have the score sheets, I go online to imleagues.com and I report all of the scores into the computer. I mean, I kind of talked about it a little earlier, just the ability to connect with the community, and being able to train new officials is really beneficial for me and them. It's a good experience to be able to train new people and keep the quality of our officials up as time goes on. My favorite thing, I don't know, I love sports, so being able to watch sports for my job is pretty cool. Even though I am looking for specific things, like certain penalties or whatever, I'm still able to be a part of the game as it happens. So that's pretty cool. Working at the rec is a ton of fun. Everyone there is super chill, laid back. It's always a lot of fun. The games, they can be high pace, high action. Sometimes players can get a little out of control, but for the majority of games, it's just a lot of fun to be able to go out there and watch a sport and whatnot. I would definitely recommend it. It doesn't, the hours aren't all that great, but other than that, when you do get hours, it's a lot of fun. Certainly not a job that you want if you want to pay rent consistently, because you don't get a ton of hours. The Intramurals only runs Monday through Thursday, and so hours are limited, but it's a great job if you have spare time in the evenings, for sure.
One of Alex's responsibilities is to train new officials on the rules for certain sports. He teaches the rules of the game as well as how to set up courts or fields. Also, another task is to talk about mechanics. Trainings include time spent in the classroom, time spent on the court, and occasionally a couple of practice games.
For training, it's important to make sure that we do all three forms of training in the classroom, on the court, and practice games, because by the time that the regular season starts, I expect all of my officials to understand the game and have experience already in a live game action. The, the rule set that we use for most of our sports comes from the National Intramural Recreational Sports Association, otherwise known as NERSA. They're an organization that kind of sets a rule set for colleges across the country to use in their intramural sports. So I Am Leagues is the website that the campus recreation uses for people to sign up for intramural sports. You have to go online and make an account with your WIU email and student ID, and then all you have to do is go and look at what sports are available at Western, and you just click on whatever sport you enjoy and whatever level of competitiveness you want. The different levels are A, which is super competitive, B is a little bit more laid back but still pretty competitive, and then C is more of the just laid back, you just want to go play and have fun type of league, not super competitive. As you can see, there are plenty of sports that we offer, from basketball to volleyball. Flag football is just about over, but we have flag football. soccer, just a whole bunch of different sports. You can create a team with your friends, or you can create a team and have anybody that just wants to play join. On the website, there are registration deadlines, so you can see when you need to get a team together by and how long the season runs through. There are also tournaments. If you don't want to do like a 4 to 5 week season, playing every week, you only want to play for a weekend or so, there are opportunities for tournaments. The page gets updated when new sports become available.